Hello, hello. Anybody joining in here today? I think there's one in here. Don't know how long I'll be on here. It's a fire tower in the middle of the park. They give you a little bit of a warning, so they're not liable. Apologize for the wind. It's probably going to get worse as we go. And up we go. Hope you're not afraid of heights. Can't really watch the screen and climb stairs at the same time for my own health. Hello, Arlene. Hello, Dottie. It's going up the fire tower. They've had it closed the last couple weeks. We had a lot of bad winter weather. Not really safe to be climbing. A little out of breath too. You might recognize this view from one of my shorts. And the next level up, you'll probably recognize those views too. Over here's the lake. Part of it anyways. Next flight. Gonna get real windy, I have a feeling. Apologize for the wind. There's another view that you might recognize from some of the videos and shorts. And then just opposite of the lake over in this area, you can barely make out the enclosure, the clearing where the bison are. Hello, P&J. Hey, back to the back. And even out of sight, there's a pond back there that they get their water from. Alright, I've caught my breath a little bit, so we'll go up some more. I'm very out of shape. almost there. Get out of the wind a little bit. Actually, get sunset views in this direction. There's the outhouse down there in the parking lot. Panning around to the other side. If you're squeamish. That's looking down the side. Yeah, sorry about the wind. Can't really do much about it right now. I can feel the tower shaking though. You see the shadow of the tower. It's not real big up here. Might be 6 by 6. No windows. Good. Glad you can hear me. Yep. Watch your step. That's for sure. Hello, Armenia. Try to get you a big picture of the lake. So that's the inlet. That's where the water comes in. That end of the lake. Comes around this way. There's a peninsula right out here. They have a beach area, a boat launch, and boat rentals in the summertime. And then you can kind of see an island over there. It's kind of hard to see because the trees here in between us. You go around to the larger part of the lake. Then there's an overflow or a spillway. Hello, Sparky, and hello from India. Hi, P&J. Show you the downtown area. So you see the real high stuff sticking up on the right. That is the courthouse square. That little column in the middle of the screen. And to the left, a couple of water towers. So that's the downtown. It's probably about 5 miles from here. that's the long view. Swing around a little bit more to the left, you'll see some steam stacks maybe. Well, the camera won't pick it up. That's an ethanol plant. They make an additive to go into our gasoline. That's over where I live. Hey, Gutchen. Gary, how's it going? Kind of windy up here. I apologize. When I started, it wasn't that bad. Of course, I'm farther up too. This is known as a fire tower. They had measuring devices to catch smoke that was visible for forest fires. The northern part of the state, where I'm at, it's not as heavily forested. Most of the towers were in the southern part of our state. I'll pan around here. Thanks for dropping links, P&J. Little big family. It's a bison enclosure for everybody just joining in. And again, if you recognize, go back to some of my shorts and some of my videos, you may recognize some of these views. It's a fall foliage shot, which of course all the fall colors are going now. I was wanting to get up here when there was some snow on, because it's really neat, but they had it closed off because the stair treads are too slippery. And one of my shorts not too long ago, probably recognize that view of the road coming in. Probably no Bigfoot in this area. Too heavily populated. There's 1,000 acres right here. It has a lot of buildings and a lot of foot traffic. People constantly driving through the park. So it's not that remote. It kind of seems that way from appearances, but only 5 miles from town at the most. Yeah, Gary, I've got wide feet, that's for sure. I do follow somebody around the bison enclosure on occasion. I think that must be a size 13. At least that's what the snow prints show me. Pulling my head down the tail, catching me down the stairs. Again, I apologize for and I will be watching the steps instead of the chat. I believe I have a video of this too coming down the steps. Yeah, I'm not sure which part I need to repeat. I do have some videos of going up and down the steps. These are just some of the landings where it turns and rotates to take another flight down. You're welcome, Dottie. Again, I apologize for the wind. There's a lovely outhouse. I remember just about running up and down these when I was a kid. And I'm not a kid anymore. Yeah, it'd probably help with your cell phone reception there, wouldn't it, Gary? Put your cell phone receiver up there. Satellite communications. Make a heck of a deer stand too. I'm not 100% on the height. I don't have a tape measure on me. It's a little bit of a joke. We'll look up. I'm on the bottom now. We'll look up. Get a view from the bottom. There's a plaque out here that may give us some more insight onto the height. It's one nice thing about this park. They do have a lot of information. How well you can see all that. Tells more about the purpose of the tower than it does the details like the steps or anything like that. But on this map you can see most of the towers are in the southern part of the state, where I'm in the northern part. Hey Dusty, there it is. Come around to our warning for those that didn't get to see it in the beginning. Checking their boxes. No liabilities. They have a lot of different things here in the park. Of course, the bison. That's a holdover from the 1930s. We'll walk over that way. Yeah, and I apologize for the wind. It's not as bad down here, but still. Good to have you in, Gary. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Take a little bit of a hike here. Yeah, if you're new to the chat, there's some other YouTubers in here. P&J. There's Dusty Bottom Boys. There's Enigmatic Witchin'. Check them out as well. Big Family Expedition. Yeah, I didn't mean to leave you out there. Yeah, it really is a nice park. On the weekends, even when it's snowing and things like that, it can get a little bit busy. Through the week, during the day, a lot of times I'm out here and I don't even see anybody other than the crews that work here. So it's pretty nice. I don't know how much longer I can get some of these park videos in. Hopefully I'll be back to work here in another month. Yeah, it's pretty warm today. It's in the upper 30s, low 40s. Well, it's not quite 40 yet, I guess. And the wind's pretty bad, so. This is a bison enclosure. It's 20 acres. They do have a subdivision through the middle of it. So if they need to isolate the bison, they can, to do repairs to the fence or any kind of maintenance. Hello, Bill. Good to see you. Hello, old Gray. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for the compliment, Dusty. We're all in this together. YouTube's a community. Bill, this is, I don't make them public. It's not anything I advertise. It's spur of the moment, just whenever it feels right. This is like the fourth one. I did one that was around an hour. That's the longest one I've ever done. Of course, I only do the phone and walking, so. Hey, Aussie. How you doing? So, Bill, this is, for people that don't know, I'm in Indiana. The ultimate goal is to get to Alaska, but this is where life has me right now. So this is a state park. So for those that don't know, we have state and national parks. State parks are usually miniature versions of national parks. They're wildlife preserves and refuge areas. And this is a state park in Indiana, one of many, but probably one of the nicest ones. Well, I hope that answered that. Coming up on the bison. Quite warmed up. Anybody else got any questions? There's 7 bison in this herd. It's pretty equally split between cows and bulls. This seems to be what the channel's most known for, or where I get the most views anyways. Seems to be on shorts with bison. But I am no editor. Yeah, thanks P&J, that thumbs up really helps. Through the fence there, unobstructed view. We'll zoom in a little bit. There we go. They bring fresh hay out to them, I think almost daily it seems like. And there's a pond there in the back. No, Bill, I'd probably be making a lot of money if they had wings on them. If I could get a shot of that, I wouldn't be in Indiana anymore. Doing all right, Aussie. Thanks for asking. Feeling better. I hope to be getting back to work soon. Dottie, yeah, the galloping, that's the one I call Sassy. So I think that's a female and about 2 years old. And that one is usually the one that comes over to me pretty quick. They're a little occupied with the feed situation right now. A lot of it I can tell by their horns. Their horns tell me more about them than anything, except for the one that I call Old Grandpa, which he's over here on the right in this other grouping. So the old guy standing facing to the left is pulling up some hay right now. Yeah, that's one I call Old Grandpa. And I can tell by the length of the tuft of hair on top of his head. Yeah, cutting a hole in the fence would probably be a little bit of a incident and more news than I would care to handle for the day. I'd probably end up in jail. Although late fall they had a bison that was loose in the county to the south of us. So yep, we still got a little bit of snow around. We had the biggest warm up today, so we've probably made a 60-degree swing in the last week and a half. So we get some pretty big fluctuations in temperature. I've enjoyed the cold weather though. Single-degree days were nice. Not for everybody, but I love them. The bison, Bill, well, technically, I guess they're mine. I'm a taxpayer. So they're on state property. They're managed by the state. I pay state taxes, so I guess that's whatever your view on government property. So state government. Yeah, P&J, it does melt off quick, don't it? Yeah, Aussie, you're coming out of summer, aren't you? Probably closing down. Well, you wouldn't be with your move. I'd like to see some more content there on your place. I know you're busy, but I think we'd all be interested in that. I'm gonna move here a little bit and see if we can get one of the bisons down at the pond getting a drink. It's hard for them to get in there with it frozen. Well, it is warm, Bill. Forgive my walking and panning. So if you see the bison there in the distance, there's a low spot at the end of the pond. It's a little bit easier for them to get a drink down there. But a lot of times they don't even go to the pond to drink. They'll just drink from puddles that are around in the enclosure. I missed any questions, just ask me again. I'm more than happy to answer them here for a little bit. I don't know how long I'm going to be on here. .56 in rain. New vegetable patch. You get a lot of new things coming up in a new property there, Aussie. A lot of good content you share with everybody. I know it takes a lot of extra time to do stuff, trying to film though. Yeah, that would be a sight to see. Just having one of them charge at you gets me to move out of the way. I can't imagine a million of them at a time. Well, thanks for joining in, old Gray. Appreciate it. Yeah, on the other side is, we're here in the background, that's more of a wooded area. They're constantly moving. Right now they're pretty stationary because they've got this hay right here. Might get a little activity out of them. Hey Len, how's it going? Yep, I do this on occasion. This is like the fourth one. I don't leave them up. Just not comfortable with it yet. I'll get there. Thanks for dropping links, P&J. Appreciate that. So right there in the center of the screen, that's the old grandpa. Yeah, by comparison, I've seen videos of some of the bison. He's small compared to some of them. But I think a lot of that has to do with their genetics, and these are going to have a pretty tight genetic code, because I don't know that they ever bring any fresh members to the herd in. I do know that they to bring any new members into the herd, they have to inoculate them unless they're under 1 year of age, and that can be quite expensive. So I don't know if they trade out younger members on occasion with local herds or how they do that. I see a lot of times they live into their 20s. Of course, there's differences between ones that are in captivity and ones in the wild. So you can see they're going back to that low spot there at the pond to get a drink. That hay must not have as much moisture in it because they keep going back there for a drink, or as they get Probably more moisture out of the natural grasses that are still in the ground. I am no expert. That's just what I'm guessing. Got some people coming up here. Hearing some voices, so. Well, we might get a different angle here. We'll walk on the enclosure here a little bit. A little bit more of a trail hike. Yeah, fall, spring. Yeah, we experienced a breakup here about a couple weeks ago. I had a short on that too. I think that was actually a video. On a small scale. Nothing like in Alaska. Yeah, it's a great time of year. Great weather, no insects. Not freezing cold. Not too hot. I imagine it is pretty crispy over there, Aussie. Coming up here, if they have to do anything with the bison, they have to isolate them or give them a vaccination or any loading or unloading. This is where they do it at. Hasn't been that many years ago that they just redid the entire structure, the enclosure and the fence and everything. It's probably been in the last 8 years. You'll see this CCC sign. That's Civilian Conservation Corps. That's how this property was developed. So right after the Depression, there was no work, so the government created the CC for young men that were 18 to 25, I believe, and they put them to work developing infrastructure, building bridges. I believe there was also an art side to that. So in a lot of buildings you'll find artwork and things that was done by artists of the day that were out of work. A little different perspective. Sun in the background. Dusty's cutting out. Thanks for joining in, Dusty. Appreciate it. So yeah, P&J, this It's a little bit different between the city and where I'm at now. So this is state run, um, but along the river that runs to the edge of this property, there's what they call the Greenway, the River Greenway Trail, and it starts downtown. And it's a paved path. And there's a major bridge that it comes to, and at that bridge then it transitions into a bike path that's also paved. And that bike path comes out here to the park, and that path runs along the edge of the park. So the city has actually won a lot of awards because they have splash pad parks and different ball parks, soccer parks, things like that. So they spend a lot of time with that, and they have the parks department. It's very, very well managed. They have a lot of programs for kids and things like that, summer activities, and they do a lot to maintain their park system. Yeah, I see that. I don't know how many people are willing to work anymore. I think it's part of the problem. But if things keep going, they're going to have to do something, that's for sure. Sorry for the wind. I don't have the trees in my back to block it anymore. Yeah, no problem, P&J. It's not a real big community. Very small. Has its benefits and its negatives, I guess. Yeah, thanks everybody for the thumbs up. Yeah, see, that's not necessarily a bad idea. A lot of other things that they could implement, in my opinion, but I'm not in politics. Yeah, Len and Daryl, you guys are not late. I do not schedule. I do not give any warning. It's always just spur of the moment, and I don't leave them up. So if you go to look for them again, right now anyways, don't be disappointed. This is about the fourth one I've done. So the longest I've went a little over an hour. So no need to apologize there. Yeah, it's a nice area. I see this part anyways. You get outside here and it's all just farm country. Pretty flat ground with not much to see. The southern part of the state is very beautiful. It has a lot of topography to the land and a lot of hills, and I'll be going back down in June probably to southern part of the state. Hopefully I'll be able to bring you some content from down there again. That's where a little off-grid remote cabin is. I tried to spend 9 days at a time there. Doesn't always work out. Everybody else likes to dictate my time, so we'll see how long I get to stay this time. June and September is when I usually go. Yeah, going up the tower I've been wanting to do it for a while. I was wanting to do it with the snow on, but they're probably right for thinking close it off, not allow people up there. It's a liability, somebody slip and fall. Sorry for moving the camera around. I'm dealing with two fences here, inside one and looking through another. Yeah, big family. Aurora, yep, that's right there where I'm at. It's well, let's see, I'm trying to think. I don't know if you've heard of Versailles. Versailles is really close to where I'm at. A little town called French. Rising Sun is there. Rising Sun is very well known. They have a gambling boat there. It's kind of a neat little town. I've only been through it once. Well, I'm gonna walk a little bit farther down the path, give you a little change in scenery. Sorry for bouncing you around. Yeah, you guys know the area then. How long ago was that you were in southern Indiana? Aussie, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, we are in the land of freedom. So it might be somebody expressing their 2A rights, as we like to say. Or it could be some construction. There's a dairy farm that's actually the direction we're facing right now on the other side of the park. There's a road. There's a dairy farm over there. So they could be doing some construction over there. Not quite sure. "2017, okay. Yeah, it's a neat area down there. It's a nice change from here. Where I go, you don't get any cell phone signal or anything like that, so we can do a lot of filming, but to put up a live or do anything like that, that probably won't happen. It's hard for me to even get a phone call in, so. You're so welcome, Dottie. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. Guessing PNW is for Pacific Northwest. Yeah, wind's kicking up again. As nice as this park is, there's some management issues in my view. They have a lot of dead undergrowth, so they say that it's to build the humus or the soil back up as if it was untouched by man, but given the population density of their visitors and the fact that they're camping and have campfires, I think it's little irresponsible, but that's just my opinion. Hello, Clint. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. When the wind, I know it's different between what you hear on one side of the camera than what you do on the other in a live stream or video. Of course, I can't edit. Clint, good to see you. Well, I appreciate you dropping in and saying hello, Clint, even if it's just for a minute. You missed the bison, and I was up in the tower earlier, so, but I'm not going to be on here too much longer. Might go to the hour mark and close it out. So I've been on here almost 52 minutes. Everybody's saying hello to Clint. Dottie's from Oregon. There's the bearded Yeti. Hello, hello. Yeah, that's married life, Daryl. It's a good thing we all got our own phones. We don't have to be 5-year-olds. We all have our own toys, right? And as far as the deer population, when I was a kid, they used to have deer inside of this enclosure. And it was crazy because back then this was kind of a safe haven for the deer. So with 1,000 acres in state property, nobody could hunt. So the population kind of exploded. And then they opened up some hunts, but I think it was in the 80s that they finally released the deer out of the enclosure, because there was more deer outside the enclosure than inside, so it didn't really make much sense. So they released those, and you don't get to see them too much in the park. They're very well camouflaged, and they have some very defined routes that kind of avoid the trails for the most part. You don't see a lot of tracks on the trails. It was something I have been looking for while we had the snow on. Daryl, what they did was they had basically it was a call hunt. So, you know how state programs are, they determined that we're doing too much habitat damage to the ecosystem, so they wanted to thin out the herd, and therefore, I'm going to say it was between 5 and 8 years, they opened the park up to a lottery draw. And the first couple of years, they had some really big deer come out of here. They've since closed all that off now. There's a lot of different species of trees right in through here. Got a lot of red oak and white pine, a lot of hickory nut. There's some cottonwood. Try not to make you too sick swinging you around real fast. They have a lot of pavilions, and they even have what they call the lodge, and it's all enclosed, has electricity, running water, and a kitchen, and modern bathrooms, things like that. But it's done in the rustic lodge style with masonry and timbers, and that's where we actually held my younger daughter's graduation party from high school. So some nice facilities here. And then they have two main open enclosures that are called shelters that you can rent. They have picnic tables in them. And then they have some smaller pavilions, which they're just a covered area really. They don't have any fireplace or electricity or anything like that. It's just a place to get out of the sun with a cement pad and some picnic tables that you can reserve. I'm not sure if you have to pay to reserve those or if it's just put your name in for them. Yeah, thanks for dropping that link on that rustic shelter. They need to start doing some repairs to those. Like I said, those were done in the 1930s. They have cedar shake roofs on them and a lot of moss and things like that. The roof is starting to deteriorate, a little bit of the masonry. Well, we're around here to the front of the enclosure, so we've walked all the way around. That's roughly a mile to get around the enclosure. And they have maps and things at the gatehouse that you can pick up that shows the different trail systems and the distances and where everything's located. I've never taken you into the campground. But there's some nice structures there. Bathhouse. They have tennis courts and basketball courts. They used to have a swimming pool, but as everything goes with state funding, it wasn't being used enough because there was a swimming pool in town. So they closed the swimming pool here. Bill, there are 7 bison currently, so hopefully we'll be getting another one here in another couple months. So, because spring's coming up fast. Let's see if I can look at the chat here a little bit. Yeah, Paul, I'm seeing the link drop. They're a little bit different, funny color to me, but doing this vertical live stuff, I'm seeing them. If anybody else is seeing them, let me know so we can get a little feedback on that. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, Bill, there's 7 of them right now. And there's the fire tower. That's where we started out. And it's just been an hour we've been on here. So here is a very small pavilion. I don't even think that you need to reserve this one. But they have some that are, I don't know, several times larger than this. It's the same concept, just an open air structure. Thanks for letting me know, Aussie. I appreciate that. And Dottie. And they have these grill stations here, so you can bring your own charcoal and grill, and have picnic tables, Nice structure. There's some of these down by the lake as well. And they have playgrounds here in the park. It's another thing that they have. So it's just really nice place to come. This is where I do most of my filming. Sometimes I film along the river, closer to town. Background noise is a little bit worse there sometimes. But yep, thanks for letting me know, Arlene. I think I'm gonna be signing off here. Yeah, thanks, Aussie. I appreciate that. I'll just show you for vicinity or how close, just right over here behind the tree line, just on the other side. Oh, heck. We'll just do this real quick since we're right here. This is the rustic oak shelter. It was featured in one of my videos, just to show you proximity to the tower and the bison enclosure. Yeah, and sorry for bouncing you around. They have actually been cutting a few trees in here. I don't get the local newspaper or stay up on those kind of things, so not sure what they were doing. And then they had some equipment that would brush back along the edge of the road, mounted on the front of a skid steer, and it just chewed up all the vegetation in front of it. Coming up on the shelter now. I got a car coming up on me. Thanks for stopping in, Dottie. Skid steer, bobcat front end loader. Yeah, I don't know the Aussie translation. Google is your friend. There's the rustic oak shelter. There's a restroom facility in the back. Has electricity. All right. I'm going to call that good. Appreciate everybody stopping by. And again, I don't publish, or these are all just spur of the moment. So spread the word. I do them, but I don't leave them up, and at least not right now. Thanks, Aussie. Thanks, P&J. Big family, and Dottie. Daryl and Lynn, Bill. Get a shot of the sun. There you go. All right. All right, everybody.